Now, a little while ago, I was involved in the demolition of a 14th century kitchen. And before you get too shocked, it was a replica 14th century kitchen. The building was on a property, belonged to friends of ours, and it was built so that we could have a series of, medieval camping events at it. But with one thing and another, it never got finished. And now the guys are moving off the property. So if to be salvaged, the building's got to come down and, well, it's a bit sad, really. And I'll go into some of the detail of that now. Since I was 20 something, I've had this dream of wanting a piece of land where I could put up buildings like this one. And it's been something I've been working towards since, and it just hasn't happened. I'm now 43, still don't have the land, and it seems like a dream that's even further out of reach now than it was when I first had the vision, like when I was, 21, 22? But it's not as if I've been idle. I haven't had the financial success that means that I could just go buy a piece of land. But I've been doing other things, little incremental steps to get me closer to being able to achieve this dream. Preparation, if you like. So, for example, I learnt how to build, which for an ecologist who wasn't particularly handy on the tools was an achievement. I got my softwood and hardwood timber graders ticket. I learned how to operate a sawmill. I've now got a sawmill. I've got the basics of structural engineering down pat, so I understand. I can't certify a frame, but I can design a frame to then get it certified for only a few dollars, as distinct from having to get an engineer to design the whole thing from scratch, which would be expensive. But I never really planned to do this dream by myself. It was always planned to be a collaboration because it's a project that's bigger than one person. And that's not just an expense thing. It's a massive amount of emotional energy. And so one of the reasons I always intended for this to be a collaborative endeavor was that if someone was really passionate about building a tavern, then great. Here's the piece of land we can do it on. And if someone was really passionate about building a bakery or building a blacksmith forge, then those are all things that could be done because those people were passionate about it. And I have developed the skills to support them in that vision. They don't need to learn how to operate a sawmill or an axe for that matter, because I can work with them to make it happen. And I've got my own buildings that I'm passionate about and that I want to see recreated. But when you do it as a collaboration, each one passionate about, their own building, then the whole that comes together is pretty awesome. And that approach has been criticized by people. They've criticised me because I didn't have a firm vision of what I wanted to achieve. What do you mean this has been a dream of yours for 20 years, they say, and you don't have a clear idea of exactly what buildings you want to put on it? Well, if I have a 100% clear idea of what buildings I want to put on it, then it's just my dream. And a big part of my dream is that I get to share that dream. And I can't really share it if I dictate to people how it's going to be. I haven't managed to communicate that. Right. One of the locals for today that we're going to have to deal with are jumper ants. They really, really hurt. Well, that came down really quickly, and it's all done. And it's a bit sad, really. But anyway, this thing is going back to Richmond. A friend of ours outdoor entertaining area, so it's not going to waste. But I'd still really like to pull the farm off and have that place to build the medieval buildings, to practice the traditional crafts and demonstrate the traditional use of tools, and have it be a working farm.